Good evening, everyone. Right now, it's 7:04 on Wednesday, February 16th. Kix is here with a fresh batch of shoes and socks for sale. Footwear is getting thin, and treat yourself to a new bag or something. I'll get back to work, supporting you in your enjoyment of the island. Alright. So I think today we're finishing up the stuff we were doing with Fruit Island. I think that's literally all we're doing today. Oh, we need a watering can. Huh. I'm sure I'll find one. Or correction, I'll buy one. Oh my gosh. Supposedly it's gonna snow tomorrow here. RL. Praise Helix. It's snowing sounds actually interesting. It's not gonna matter too much because it's not snowing much. But, we'll take some snow. Let's see, did these properly hatch? Okay, this one did the other one. I guess we'll find out the hard way. Oh, good, it did hatch. Alright, so, yeah, the plan today is just Fruit Island. Literally nothing else. Like, I don't have real plans for literally anything else for us to do. I'm thinking, though, tomorrow, anyways, yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, we're gonna actually boot up Legends Arceus. We're gonna, start off with the normal Animal Crossing stream, but there was something I heard about in Legends Arceus that I am just so curious to find out if it's true or not. So we're gonna find out if it's true. I've only heard the most basic details, but I am more than invested in being like, oh my god, did they really do this? I bet they did, because, again, I've only seen stuff about this in a cursory glance. But I guess we'll look into it tomorrow, so that'll be the stream tomorrow. Is this one? Yeah, that's our Valiant statue. Statue of Nike. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's go. I guess since we're right here, we'll go check out Blathers. Oh my gosh. Hey, Blathers, old sport. Let's do fossils first. Let's have you assess my fossils. Oh, ow. What am I gonna do with that? Oh god. What am I going to do with that? Let's make a donation. Come on, be real, be real. It might be. It might be. God damn it! For some reason, I thought the leg just looked to be facing the wrong direction. And I was like, just maybe it might have been real. No, I guess it wasn't the... It looked... For some reason, it looked different, but I guess it wasn't different in the right way. What a shame. So, we got some things to talk about today. Specifically, so yesterday we mentioned, I don't think the story was breaking as we were streaming yesterday, but it's definitely developed a little bit since then. That, Nintendo is taking down, oh god. I feel like we've gone, I don't know. But Nintendo is taking down the Wii U and 3DS eShops next year. And like a year from in March, I think it's March, they'll be gone forever. That you can no longer add funds to the eShop as of May 2022. You can no longer add like gift codes, like so let's say you buy like a point card, you can no longer add those as of, oh gosh, what is it? I think it's August 2022. And you can no longer be able to like download anything as of May or I think it's March of 2023. So yeah, basically in a year's time from now, the eShop will be shut down and never return on the 3DS and the Wii U. Now, the thing that has really developed since then, and I didn't know about this entirely, but actually no, let's not do that. Let's put it over here. Is that as part of this whole kerfuffle, Nintendo has basically relaunched their eShop website, and I guess it and I didn't, maybe this was always a thing, but I had never seen this before, where like you can go on the eShop website, buy a game for like your Switch, and it will just automatically download to the console. Like you can have, like I know you can do that on PlayStation. I presume you can do it on Xbox, right? Like when I bought a PlayStation game a while ago, I like bought it on the website, and as long as my PlayStation's like in rest mode, it will just automatically install on the console. I think that's a really neat feature, right? I think that's kind of convenient. Yeah, I guess the Switch can do the exact same thing through Nintendo's website, because I downloaded the demo to the Wii Sports, the new Wii Sports thing, and right, because you have to redeem it through My Nintendo Rewards, and I saw that there was an option to just like you can get the code through My Nintendo Rewards, and I saw an option that was like, oh, just input the code online. So I did, and then it just, once I inputted it online, it just automatically downloaded to my console. I was like, huh, that's neat. But yeah, they've basically relaunched the Nintendo eShop website with like with presumably all of that. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that was always there, but I'd never seen it before. You know, again, it's not technically that big of a deal. And then they've also done it with, right, you can buy Switch games and 3DS games, but they have completely removed all reference to the Wii U. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch eShop website no longer features any reference to the Wii U. Which, yep, great job, Nintendo. Great fucking job. Like, we all knew this was coming, right? Like, honestly, we knew Nintendo was gonna... Like, Nintendo basically immediately, when the Switch was released, like, they were still saying, like, oh, we're gonna support the 3DS, right? The Switch... Because, you know, Nintendo has been doing this since the dawn of time. Right? When, like, the DS came out. They were like, oh, no, the DS isn't replacing the Game Boy. Think of it as, like, a third branch. And, right, that's how they pivoted the Switch. Oh, it's not replacing the 3DS or the Wii U. Think of it as a third branch. Actually, I don't even think I legitimately think they did just straight up say, no, this is replacing the Wii U. I think they did call it, though, a third branch, like a second branch or whatever for the Switch. And then for the 3DS. And then the Switch did so well that they were like, oh, well, okay, after like a year or so of putting out some games, some admittedly good ones. I think Samus Returns came out in that time. WarioWare Gold came out in that time. The remake of Bowser's Inside Story, you know, the game that probably sold so poorly that it killed Alpha Dream because literally nobody was asking for it. Yeah, that came out. And again, Bowser's Fury is like the best Mario and Luigi game. It's just nobody was asking for a remake. But that's all Alpha Dream knew how to do. I'm sure there was other stuff on 3DS in its last year. I don't remember much of it, but I'm sure there was probably something good. But yeah, it's just right. This doesn't surprise. Right, this shouldn't surprise anyone. PlayStation tried to do the same thing with the Vita and in the PS3, and they got enough pushback that they canceled their plans for the moment. Right, they're still going to eventually take down those storefronts, but for the moment, they're kind of delaying things. I don't think, and I've said before, if we've learned anything throughout the pandemic, it's that we can bully corporations into giving us what we want. And we should bully the government into giving us universal health care, but that's too big brain of a concept for people at the moment. But, I think Nintendo might be one of the few companies immune to that tactic. Nintendo is so stupid, so bullheadishly stubborn, that I don't think bullying would work on them. Maybe they'd see it as like a challenge, like, oh, you're gonna bully us? Well, we're gonna fight back. Oh, wow. Huh, I don't know where this extra fossil came from. Right, like, I could see Nintendo, like, us trying to bully Nintendo to get them to do what we want. I could see them taking that as, like, oh, no, we've got to double down now. People don't like this decision? Oh, that means it's the right decision to make. Because Nintendo's that fucking stupid. So, yeah, I, like, legitimately, like, so people who are like, let's bully Nintendo into changing this decision. I mean, I'm all for it. Let's try. Sure, let's give it a try. Why not? But I don't think it's going to work. If any company is stupid enough not to fall for these bullying tactics, it's going to be Nintendo. Yeah. Especially because Nintendo of America has no power in, like, anything. Like, Nintendo of America can't get shit done. Because they're just a shell organization for Nintendo of Japan. And whatever Nintendo of Japan says to do, Nintendo has to do. This ain't like, right, like Sega. Sega of America has power over Sega. That's why we're getting a third Sonic movie, right? And stuff like that. Nintendo of America, nope, it ain't work like that. Venetian Carnival Mask. What is this? Another freaking crystal globe. Okay, we should go put some stuff in the house first. Yeah. Let's go check. Let's go get these 2 new fossils checked. I don't know where they came from, but let's go get these checked. Okay, nothing too interesting. But that does leave into question. So if Nintendo is going to take all these games off the eShop, make it, and presumably stop selling, like, physical copies, because, does that mean it's morally okay to pirate Nintendo games? Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I cracked a soda. Oh my gosh. Oh, the flavor. Just any flavor, But yeah, so is it morally okay to pirate Nintendo games? Yes. I know we've had this discussion before, but yes, basically. If a corporation is not going to give you any conceivable way to purchase their product, then you have full rights to pirate it. Because no matter what, whether you buy it or not, right? Like, if you were to buy, like, if I wanted to get, I don't know, a copy of, let's use Urban Champion. Let's use fucking the worst Nintendo game. Urban fucking Champion. Actually, it's just Urban Champion. Urban fucking Champion is a completely different game. Look it up on itch.io. Yep, nope, somebody made an Urban fucking Champion. You can look it up. But Urban Champion. Urban Champion is not on Nintendo Switch Online. It is only on Wii U eShop. They don't, if you want to, you can buy a used copy of Urban Champion, but Nintendo does not see any profit off of that. The only way Nintendo sees profit at the moment is if you buy it on the Wii U eShop, or it's probably also on 3DS eShop. But when those things go down in a year's time, there then becomes no way to get a copy of Urban Champion. And if Nintendo is not going to provide a legal means to get it, then that means whether you pirate it or not, they are not making or losing any money. So then it becomes perfectly morally a-okay. Because you're not, like, corporations who complain about piracy. It's always corporations, right? It's not people. It's not like art. Like, I know art theft is a real problem, but there's no, like, big art piracy scandal. I mean, okay, NFTs are probably going to create that, but that's a little different, right? Because, yeah, people stealing stuff for NFTs. But, like, nobody's, like, it's always corporations being like, oh, we can't have piracy because then we're losing money. Like, if someone's gonna pirate... I always think, there's a story about Shovel Knight, where some guy pirated Shovel Knight, played the game, liked it so much that when he met the developers at PAX, he gave the developers a $20 bill and said, I pirated your game, I'm sorry. That's what they assume it's like, right? That's what piracy, that's what these corporations, they don't assume, that's what they act like it's like. Oh, if someone pirates their game, that's one potential sale lost. That's not how piracy works. Just because someone is willing to pirate a game does not mean they were also going to buy that game. If someone, like, the Horizon Forbidden West, right, the new Horizon game, it comes out on Friday. A copy of Horizon Forbidden West leaked online almost a month ago. People have basically been able to play Horizon Forbidden West for like a month now. And so corporations will have you assume that, like, oh, well, if people are playing that early copy and they're pirating it, that's one potential sale lost. But there are people who will have played that early pirated version who were never going to buy the game in the first place, but would play the pirated version because it's there. It does not equate like that. One pirated game does not equal one sale lost, because there are people who would never have played the game to begin with. Hey, Lily, how you doing? We're talking piracy and Nintendo at the moment. Oh, it's the festival today. Yay. I don't really care. But yeah, just because someone's going... Like Pokemon Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Arceus leaked about 2 weeks before release. People who played Pokemon Legends Arceus early, those same people were not guaranteed to have bought that game. It is not a one-for-one sales lost. Those are just tricks that corporations use to try to convince you to buy a game. Right? To try to denounce piracy when they're completely fabricated. Are you already? Are you a villager on... Okay, you are a villager on our island. I knew we had one of the bunnies. I couldn't remember which one, though. I didn't know if it was the pink one or the blue one. I'm keeping an eye out for the blue one. But yeah, no, it does not equate one for one. And so, if Nintendo is going to remove these games, and there's no way to purchase them legally, then yeah, it's perfectly reasonable to pirate them. Yep. Oh my gosh, wait. Oh my god, I want this. Can we buy more of those? Hey, friend. Oh, we can do Let's Dance. That's cute. But yeah, no, I think, especially, like, on the 3DS, it's... Oh, blood orange juice. I was like, wait, did that say blood? On the 3DS, I guess it's actually really easy to hack the 3DS. I don't know, I've never done it before, But supposedly, it's, like, really easy to hack the 3DS. So, yeah. And yeah. Let's buy a new Froggy chair while we're here. What was it called? A game show buzzer? I think it was called a game show buzzer. Ooh, we got different colors. I don't really like... I don't love any of them. Oh, wait, we have red. Let's get a yellow one. And let's get a blue one. Boom, red, yellow, blue. Perfect sense. Primary colors. Oh, that's purple. Okay. Ooh, we might have to do something with those. But yeah, so yeah, I totally... Now, for the moment, I have been, like, I've been looking at the 3DS games. I actually opened my 3DS. And I was like, you know what? I wonder what games, like, are on the eShop. And, you know, there are some games where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've kind of like I always bring up Pushmo and Crashmo. I've always wanted to play those games, but I never have. And I was like, you know what? I mean, I could actually, like, buy those at the moment. And it's like, yeah, you know, is it okay to pirate Nintendo games? Yeah, morally, yes. But it's also okay to support a developer. I know, and, like, this is, like, a digital copy, which admittedly digital copies work, like, a little bit different than physical copies. Like, if you're buying a physical copy of a game, you're buying usually a used copy in, like, these situations. Like, they're not making new copies of this game. But not always. Now, it does annoy me with the 3DS and Nintendo products in general when they never go on sale. Like, there are certain games on 3DS that I would totally buy if, like, hey, at the end of this whole thing that's going on with Nintendo, if they were like, hey, before the shop closes, we're going to do a big blowout sale where everything's on sale. More or less, you know? Like, not everything, but, like, a good chunk of things were on sale. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, I picked, like, these games that I'd always wanted to pick up. Like, I cannot think of a good example, but there are games that have never gone on sale that I would be like, yeah, you know what, I'll pick that up, like, through the legal means if you're going to put it on sale. But I guarantee you Nintendo's not going to, like, you know, a going out of business sale. But I can guarantee you Nintendo's not going to do that with the 3DS eShop. They're going to squeeze every last penny. I don't know. Piracy is not a very clear black and white thing. Is it a victimless crime? Kind of. Because the only people losing money are corporations. And as much as they will try to convince you otherwise, corporations are not people. Nope. And with few exceptions, royalties for products are only paid to, like, the CEOs of companies. Like, the high-up executives. Like, when a video game is made, the people get paid while the video game is in development. Once the game releases, they don't make any money off of future sales. So it's not like you're, like, taking money from a creator for, like, oh, for future support in a series, right? It's not like you're stealing money from, like, the individuals on the boot level, except for maybe indie games. And that's the one thing that's, like, one of my only counterpoints, is that for indie games, you know, I do want to, especially if the game's good, I do want to support an indie developer. But supporting an indie developer is way different than supporting a big company. Who, again, they think they're people. And in many ways, they have petitioned the U.S. government to convince the government that, no, they are, in fact, peoples. Yep, big corporations want to act like peoples so they can avoid taxes. And guess what? It's fucking worked, because that's what happens when you have a lot of money. We might have had a large spike this morning. Yep, this morning we might have had a large spike. That's wild to think about. Oh, let's buy a watering can while we're here. Yeah, pirate Nintendo games. Don't pirate Nintendo games. It doesn't matter. Nintendo's making equally the same amount of money whether you do or you don't. It's a fact. Oh, okay, let's buy some wrapping paper. So as part of this, what was the other thing they said? Oh, you know what they did put up? Let's see if I can I actually do want to show this off. I think I saved this in a tweet somewheres. So Nintendo, as part of this whole thing, with them taking down the Wii U and 3DS eShops, they put up a website to, like, relive your Wii U/3DS memories. Not a I mean, you can already do that in the Wii U/3DS's activity log, but I don't think this is a terrible idea. So I was curious, and I was like, you know, let's actually look at my, because, you know, I've showed off my Switch year in review a few times now. Let's look at my Nintendo, like, 3DS and Wii U memories. Let's see how these go. Yeah, Nintendo has relaunched the Nintendo Store, and you can buy, on the Nintendo Store, you can buy both physical and digital goods. So, like, you can buy, like, a Mario baseball hat or a Mario coffee mug. Stuff like that. Anything else I need that open for? No, I guess not. Let's grab some fruit real quick while I'm loading this website up. I guess let's do apples. Who wants an apple? Got apples? Oh god, it's Got Apples, right? It's a parody of Got Milk and Rick and Morty. It's something dumb like that. Okay, so let me move over to this website. My Nintendo 3DS and Wii U memories. Let's get started, shall we? I guess let's do 3DS memories first. So, my total playtime on 3DS since it released, 1,779 hours. I don't know how many days is that? Let me math real quick. That's 74 days of playtime. So that's a little over 2 months. Okay, that's okay. 85 games played. Okay. My most played was Netflix. Huh. I feel it's weird that this should even be here. But, okay. And I think the reason why Netflix is my most played, not because I used, like, Netflix a lot, but because I would just leave my 3DS, like, plugged in with Netflix on in the background for probably days. But that's wild to think about, that I put over 300 hours on the 3DS. This was probably in the period after the Wii had launched, but before the Wii U, or... Because there was a period where I didn't have an HD TV for the Wii, and I bet we're going to see similar results with the Wii U for YouTube. Because I know I put a lot of time into YouTube on the Wii U. And on the Wii, for that matter. Oh, my soda's gone. Pokemon X, on the other hand, I expected this to be number 1. I put... Pokemon X, for the longest time, was the most time I had ever put into a Pokemon game. Is it still the most, Is it still the most time I've put into a Pokemon game? When was the last time I played Pokemon X? 230. So no, it is still the most time I've put into a Pokemon game by 10 hours. So just barely, it is the most played Pokemon game. Because the reason why this number is so high, at least for me anyways, is because this is when I got into competitive battling. I was big into competitive battling when X and Y came out. Only for the X and Y generation. But yeah, so that's why that number is so high. I have no idea how I put 132 hours into Ocarina of Time. I know I played a fair bit. I did the normal quest, I did the master quest. I did all that in Ocarina of Time. I have no idea how I put over 100 hours. No, it has to be the same as this. Right? Where I just left the game running on in the background for a long time. That makes no sense. Favorite genres? Again, I love Pokemon. These are probably these are the two most recent Pokemon games I played on 3DS, X and Ultra Sun, so that makes sense. No, didn't I do Omega Ruby? Maybe Omega Ruby was a while ago. Ooh. I don't know. I guess there is no real thing that they qualify Animal Crossing under, because, I mean, I guess I'd put it under maybe multiplayer, but yeah. And then they put Mario games under action? I mean, they're platformers, I guess. Again, this is why I hate the genres action and adventure. Because the fact that Mario, a platforming series, is also qualified as an action game tells you nothing. But I guess that makes sense. I did really like 3D Land. And then my most memorable... and then I'm assuming, from here... So Netflix is my most played, Pokemon X, then Ocarina. Then I'm going to guess Pokemon Moon, then Animal Crossing, Tomodachi. I'm surprised Triple Deluxe is above Planet Robobot. Ultra Sun, X, Smash, Omega. Yeah. There's Robobot. Oh my god, why is Sticker Star up so high? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Look at all these games. I would figure Alpha Sapphire would be higher, but... Still disappointed I never beat Bravely Default. I always wanted to, and I never did. Fate's Birthright. Ugh. Oh god, Chibi Robo Ziplash. Pocket Card Jockey, really good game. I don't know why it's showing the demo, but... Oh, I guess the Pokemon Company did announce that as of next... When the whole eShop system goes offline next year, they're just going to make Pokemon Bank free. So if you want to wait a year to transfer over your Pokemon, I guess you can wait a year for Pokemon Bank to go free. Because that is one of the other things I've been thinking about. Like, that, just because these services are going offline does not mean Wii U and 3DS online services are going offline yet. That doesn't mean they're going offline yet. But they will. And once they do, once Pokemon Bank goes offline, you'll have no way to move Pokemon from Gen 7 games prior up to new games. So if you want to do that, you have to do that now. Like between now and whenever the online services go down. Which, from what the Pokemon Company said, it sounds like it's not happening right now. It's not happening like in March of next year when everything else goes up offline, but it will happen. And there's the Gen 5 tool. Oh god, they had these Switch videos. Yeah, I remember these. The Ambassador program. So many... It still annoys me that they never... Like, I see... is that F-Zero there? It still annoys me that they never put... Game Boy Advance games on 3DS. It ran them fine. I played the Ambassador program stuff. It ran them fine. And nope, besides for those 10 games, they never did Game Boy Advance. What a laugh. Alright, so that's the 3DS. That's my 3DS memories. Let's talk about the Wii U, shall we? Load memories for the Wii U. 1,345 hours. So a little over 300 less hours. Way less titles. Again, half the time. I think it was, 85? It's not even 40 on the Wii U. And then, what did I say? YouTube. Is it not? Is it... Almost half of this is just YouTube. Again, for a while, I had a Wii U and I didn't have an HD TV. The gamepad was my HD TV. Yeah. So yeah, that makes total sense. Only 73 hours in Smash Bros. I mean, and same thing with Mario Kart, only 67. I would think those numbers would be higher. But the reason they probably aren't is, even though, God, I was doing competitive Smash Bros. With Smash Wii U. And where are my numbers with, let me see, with, over 160. So, yeah, well over double that for the, Smash Ultimate. The reason why I guess these numbers are way lower than I'd expect is because, I probably went over to friends' places and played Smash Bros. I probably went over to friends' places and played Mario Kart. Because I swear I put way more time. I have not put more time into Mario Kart 8 Deluxe than I have the original. Because I've only owned Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for like 6 months. Favorite games? I do not ever remember using Amazon Instant Video. Like, I know Other is number one because of YouTube. Like that. And it's weird that this one has a platformer section. But Mario Maker isn't a platformer. Or 3D World isn't a platformer. Or, I mean, New Super Mario Bros. U. Huh. But the 3DS had a movies category. But yeah, I don't think I had the Amazon Instant Videos app. I don't think I ever used it. I used the Crunchyroll app more than that. And Mario Maker is also classified as Other. It doesn't tell me how much time I put into Mario Maker. We did stream Metroid Fusion, so that doesn't surprise me. And then, yeah, I would think multiplayer would be higher up on this, because, again, I remember putting a lot of time into Mario Kart, and I remember putting a lot of time into Smash Bros., but, I mean, it is heavily skewed in that direction. The only RPG I ever played on Switch on Wii U was Xenoblade Chronicles X, so that makes sense. Probably, anyways. Because, while I do own Tokyo Mirage Sessions, I never played it. So, yeah, that makes sense. And then, yeah, yeah, again, Amazon Instant Prime Video right there at the end. Lost Revivers notice? Reavers. I have no idea what the fudge that is. But yeah, Smashes, yeah. I played through Twilight Princess several times. Splatoon makes sense to be that high up. I'd expect Shovel Knight to be higher than that, but... Because the primary platform I played Shovel Knight on was Wii U, but I guess actually the Switch did supplant that when Spectre of Torment came out. Xenoblade Chronicles X makes sense where it is, yep. Still never beat that game. So disappointed in myself. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Ugh. God, Mario Party 10. Yoshi's Woolly World was good. Oh God, Mighty Number 9. Wii Sports Club. The often forgotten Wii Sports game. Yep, everyone remembers the first two, but nobody ever remembers Club. Because I think it had a subscription model. Even though I think they did later change that. But, yeah. Amiibo Festival. Affordable Space Adventure was a good game. It was kind of like Nintendo Land, where it had that, like, asymmetrical gameplay. It's actually, like, if you have a Wii U and you're, like, looking at, like, oh, well, with the Wii U services being shut down, maybe I should, like, get a game or two just for, like, not conservation purposes, but, just to have some games. Right? Just, like, whatever, or even if you're looking to pirate stuff. I'd recommend Affordable Space Adventure. It's a really good game. Oh my God, I've never realized how tiny my mouse cursor is. On my screen, it looks perfectly normal sized. Oh my gosh, I've never realized how small it is on the stream. Yeah, no, Affordable Space Adventure is like one of the only games that effectively uses the Wii U gamepad. That and like Nintendo Land. I don't even think I own Just Dance 2014. At least not on the Wii U. I don't own it. I own a Just Dance game on the Wii. Let's say Splatoon. Oops, not Netflix. Splatoon. And yeah, that's the Wii U memories. Based on a period from 2011 to late 2020. Oh, so this doesn't even count, like, the past 2 years. Wow. Okay. Still, I doubt those numbers will change any. Admittedly, I don't think I've used the Wii U in the last 2... With one exception, I don't think I've used the Wii U in the past few years, and that exception just, like, ain't notable at all. But yeah, so yeah, Nintendo put out those statistics. I think they are interesting, to say the least. Technically, you could have seen that at any time, but them making an official website for it is interesting. So while we're here, we're gonna do some cleanup of this area. I have an idea or two, but we need to start moving some stuff around. I guess we need to get out our path pass. But yeah, so the Wii U is shutting down soon. So that's gonna be a big deal, I guess. It's only a matter of time. Again, it's still a year away, but that May, in my opinion, the May cutoff date is the big one. Like, that's the one, out of all the cutoff dates, the May one is the one I would take notice of first. We're going to start off like this, and then I'll adjust from there. But yeah, is it morally okay to pirate Nintendo games? Yes. Is the situation a little bit more nuanced than that makes it sound? Yes. But not too much. Because again, games like Shovel Knight, for example, it's there on the Wii U, and the Wii U version will no longer be available, but it's on Switch, so... And every other platform in existence. So it's a little bit more nuanced than that for games like that. Or even, again, games like, for example, 3D World, that is available, but it's also available on other things. Or Mario Kart 8. Okay, let's actually experiment with something real quick. How is this gonna play out? Ooh. Yeah, I just think it's interesting. So, what other news do I have? Ooh, this might actually work out perfectly. So speaking of 3DS, I did actually boot up a 3DS game for the first time the other day. Right, you know, I made that giant list of Mario Kart stuff. And in that, when we were talking about that list, I admitted there were a lot of 3DS games, or like 3DS Mario Kart courses, that I just straight up didn't remember. Which I was like, oh, that's interesting, how I don't remember any of these games, right? But then I was like, you know, I still have my 3DS. I can just boot up the 3DS and play these games again. So that's exactly what I did. I just booted up my 3DS and I played Mario Kart 7 again. Now, I did come across a problem. This is going to be funny. The problem was... these systems... Nintendo was famous for making an indestructible system. Right? There's famously that Game Boy that got bombed in the Gulf War. I think it was the Gulf War. And it still functioned, right? It's on display at the Nintendo World Store in New York City, right? As the internet would joke, the Nintendo, or the Game Boy is the only worthy opponent to the Nokia. Because they're both indestructible. But, and that's how Nintendo products have been. My Game Boy still works great all these years later. My Game Boy Advance still works great all these years later. And that's how I thought Nintendo products seemed to be. My DS Lites are all broken nowadays. I don't really have a working DS Lite anymore. I have working DSIs, at least I think they still work. But I don't have a working DS Lite anymore. I mean, it kind of works, but it's also kind of broken. It's a little bit more nuanced than that, sadly, but... You know how this goes. We're gonna eat these. Wait, do these give us 2? So when do fruit give us 2? Fruit has always been the thing that gives you 1. Okay, whatever. So I guess we have 2 extra peaches now. So, yeah, what was I talking about? So yeah, I whatever I was saying, I booted up Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, because, you know, I have it. And I played through Mario Kart 7, and you know what? Mario Kart 7's really good. I'll be honest, there were a lot of, like, I brought up Rosalina's Ice World, and how I was like, oh, that's such a cool, like, idea for a course. Like a galaxy-themed ice world. It actually wasn't that interesting of a course. And there was a lot of courses like that. Oh, I was talking about hardware breaking, because yeah, my DSs no longer work, and my 3DSs have also started to age. One 3DS has my original 3DS that I bought at launch, the circle pad is chipping off. It's not technically completely detached, but it is breaking. Meanwhile, my 3DS XL, or my new Nintendo 3DS XL, the R button doesn't work. So I was playing Mario Kart, and I was trying to drift, and I can't drift because there's no R button and there's no way to remap controls. So I just couldn't drift in Mario Kart. As hard as I tried, I mean, every once in a while, the trigger would work. But it just wasn't working. And yeah, and that's a problem that's becoming more and more prevalent with Nintendo. The Joy-Con drift is a good example. My Pro Controller has drift. But I used my Pro Controller recently for something. The L and R buttons don't work anymore on it. what is it? LZ and RZ? Yeah, my left, right, LZ and RZ no longer work on my Pro Controller. And I don't know why. It's not like it's been doing anything. It's mostly just been sitting in a drawer. I've used it like once or twice, but the drift is so bad. But no, yeah, my Pro Controller, even though, right, I mean, technically it was a launch controller. It should be working fine, but it's not. And I don't know why. I know Bobbert's around here somewhere, so I was looking for him. Yeah, no, now all of a sudden now I really should, like, see if I can, like, send it to Nintendo or some third-party repair, or even just try to repair it to myself. Ugh, God, I don't trust myself to repair it myself, but yeah, no, Nintendo used to be so good at not doing planned obsolescence. They were basically the anti-Apple. And no, recently they've just been terrible at it. And it's disappointing. Again, my Switch the fan doesn't work in it anymore, and that's a huge disappointment. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, the whole thing was that my R button couldn't work. So even though I was like, oh, I'm gonna play Mario Kart, I'm gonna play it in like 150cc, and then I realized my R button doesn't work, so it then became impossible to play in 150cc because I was I couldn't drift. So that became a real problem, just like instantaneously. But I thought that was funny anyways. That wasn't Bobbert right there, was it? No. I must have just been seeing things. But yeah, so it's like, what? Okay, I guess. But so I had to play it in 50cc, and I just decimated in 50cc. But I enjoyed it, you know? It is still Mario Kart at the end of the day, and Mario Kart is a good game. So yeah, I enjoyed playing Mario Kart on 3DS. Yeah, no, the course design's good. I admittedly didn't do any of the retro stages. I only did the new ones. But yeah, there were some interesting new stages. Not all of them were super memorable. Like, if you asked me what the Rocky Road stage was, I couldn't tell you because I honestly don't really remember it that much. But there's some neat stuff in there. So yeah, I guess I would say, yeah, I'm kind of impressed with 3DS Mario Kart. And if those are the tracks that are making it over to the new game, that are all like, again, people are claiming they're ports. I guess they kind of are. I think there's a little bit more nuance than that. But if these are the tracks that are being ported over, or being like heavily favored, no, they're good tracks. I mean, I guess we could make this just one giant dirt. Okay, so this is how it looks with terracotta. Let's see how it looks with dirt. But yeah, no, I had fun playing Mario Karts. Mario race cars, as the kids would say back in the day. Yeah, Mario Kart 7. Yeah, that was just something I was doing. Okay, and I played it a few days ago, actually, and I kept meaning to talk about it, but then I just kept forgetting about it. So we have all these boxes. None of them are labeled. Okay, that one's apple. Oh, wait, I actually think that one was pear. So yeah, peaches. So yeah, now we have, on Fruit Island, we have peaches, which is our native plant, cherries, pears, apples, and oranges. So now Fruit Island literally has all the fruit on it. And then we have all these other boxes. I guess I should place these around somewheres. Because we did get them all. So what else have I been doing? Oh wait, is this... I know there's something weird here, but I don't remember what it was. Is that actually oranges? Oh no, that's pears. That's cherries. There we go, oranges. Yeah, I guess we can do it like that. That means we can't... Oh my gosh, okay, that might actually be a problem. I guess we could actually push this up one more. So we got pears, oranges, and finally cherries, which I'm actually going to put in front of the tree. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, now we got all the boxes for all the fruit. Fruit Island really did come together. A new Fruit Island. Did actually really come together in the end. I like it. We got all the fruits. They're all represented here. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I should clean up these flowers down here. So I mentioned earlier that Wii Sports Club, or not Wii Sports Club. I did mention Wii Sports Club, but I mentioned specifically Wii Sports, Nintendo Switch Sports, as it's called. Wii Sports 4 is getting a beta. It starts on Friday. And you can go on the My Nintendo Rewards program, and you can literally just, you can get a free download copy for it. I don't think they're limiting to like, oh, who can get it, who cannot get it. I was one of the lucky ones selected. Maybe I wasn't. I'm not really sure. But it's just a My Nintendo Rewards thing, which I find interesting. I find it interesting that it like they're making you go through My Nintendo Rewards, and not just being like, oh, you have to have a Nintendo Switch Online to do it. So I find that part weird, but it's no big deal at the end of the day. But so I downloaded it. But then as like I and many other people downloaded it, we realized that as part of the clause for this new Nintendo Switch Sports, you are not allowed to talk about it or share any video or screenshots of it on social media. That's like in the end user's license agreement for this new Nintendo Switch Sports. Even though this is, as far as I can tell, an open beta, Nintendo is forbidding people from talking about it on social media. I don't have the actual end user license agreement, the ULaw, but no, it seriously does say that. Because I was thinking like, oh, Friday night, we'll sit down, we'll do some Animal Crossing, and then we'll check out the new Switch Sports when the online goes up, right? Check out the new bowling, and presumably it'll be have bowling and whatnot. But nope. I mean, I probably will still, like, it's not gonna, like, just because they say don't do it, doesn't mean they're actually gonna stop anybody from doing it, probably anyways. But it's again, this, I know corporations have done this in the past before. Specifically, I think, was it Valorant's closed beta that did this, and probably Overwatch's closed beta as well. I can think of games with closed betas that have done this, but as far as I know, this is not a closed beta. Sure, you can't just go, it's not like the Splatoon 2 Global Test Fire, where you can just download the Global Test Fire and play it, or at least you could at the time it was happening. Right, you actually have to go through like an extra step to do this. But even still, I think this whole thing is stupid. Right, the extra tedium here is just dumb, and there's no real point for it. But Nintendo will Nintendo. There was I think Kinda Funny coined the term a WND, a weird Nintendo decision. And yeah, no, that's basically it. Anything Nintendo does is just another WND, a weird Nintendo decision. Ooh, a festival lantern. Cycling shirt. I guess we'll sell all these flowers. But yeah, no, I don't, I don't get Nintendo. I never have. They're so stupid, but they do Nintendo do Nintendo at the end of the day, so who am I to judge, I guess. But yeah, that's I don't know. Honestly, I might still stream it anyways. I'll see. If we do, I'll do it Saturday. Like, I'll see how people react for the first beta on Friday, and then we'll do it Saturday, but yeah, it's just dumb. And now, like, them doing it at, like, certain times, that makes sense, right? I think it's at 7 p.m., 3 p.m., or so 7 p.m. on Friday night, 3 a.m. the next Saturday morning, then like 11 a.m. Saturday morning, I guess it's not afternoon yet, Pacific, and these are all in Pacific time, and then another one at 7 p.m., and then the final one is at like 3 a.m. Pacific time. They're trying to hit up different territories and whatnot. But yeah, I just find this whole thing just so weird. But it's Nintendo. It is Nintendo. I wouldn't expect anything less. Again, it's always morally okay to pirate Nintendo Nintendo games. This is a completely different scenario. Still doesn't change that fact. Okay, we haven't done Captain's Island. That's the last thing we gotta do, and then we'll end off. But yeah. So yeah, I don't get I don't get it at all why Nintendo would like stop people from showing it. I know, and all you do is when you boot like for like I know it's gonna be buggy or glitchy or whatever, but like most of the time people, I mean, I know there are some people who will not care and see like, oh, look at this broken online in the test demo. That means the game's gonna be broken at final release. People will say that regardless. But the fact that you're doing it, as far as I know, an open beta, just with extra steps, right? You gotta, like, sign up on the website to do it. But as far as I know, everybody gets a code. Either that, or I'm just one of the lucky ones. So the other piece of news is, I guess yesterday, there was maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, there was a stream for Cyberpunk 2077, and they put out the next generation patch for they put out like the 1.5 update, which is basically the next generation patch. So there's a saying, I think it was originally coined by like Penny Arcade or someone. Maybe it was Mega 64. I don't remember. But someone coined the term like there's a game's release date and then there's a game's play date. The release, and like, this is a modern thing. Like, this is a modern problem that studios have created for themselves, right? This is not something that needed to be a thing, but, you know, capitalism, so you got to get that new thing out as soon as possible. Not because the players are demanding it. Like, the reason Cyberpunk was shit at launch, and might still be, again, the jury's kind of still up in the air at the moment. The reason Cyberpunk was shit is not because the players were, like, demanding it and forcing the developers to put out the game. Yes, I know we can bully corporations to do whatever we want. We can't bully corporations to do shit like that. You know who can, though? The investors. The board members. The reason Cyberpunk was rushed and shit at launch was not because of the fans, but because of the board members. And then the board members convinced people that it was the fans' fault, so that way they could shift the blame away from themselves. Again, developers are people. Studio executives are not people, right? They gave up their humanity in exchange for being a studio executive. Corporations are not people. But, yeah, so Cyberpunk had its release date in December of 2020. I think it was 2020. It had to have been 2020. And now it has its play date, hypothetically, as of yesterday. So February, 15th, is Cyberpunk 2077's play date. The day you can finally play the game and it'll, like, work. I haven't seen, like, the game's more or less dead. Like, I haven't seen anyone talk about Cyberpunk since, like, probably March of 2021. Maybe people will start playing it again. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I haven't... Again, a dead game is not a game people call dead. A dead game is a game nobody talks about. And I have not seen a single person talk about Cyberpunk. Other than their yellow, like, update tech boxes. You know, where it's like, oh, update, the patch has been delayed or whatever. I have not heard a single person talk about Cyberpunk outside of those. Yeah, and I bought a copy of Cyberpunk on PS4. I got a used copy of Cyberpunk on PS4 for like $10 because I knew the update was coming eventually. And I was like, you know, when the update comes, maybe I will actually play it. Because I now have a PS5. And if you have the PS4 version, you get the PS5 upgrade for free. And I was like, yeah, $10, yeah. And I said the same thing about like Fallout 76, or even though I don't know if Fallout 76 ever had a play date. I know Anthem never did. But No Man's Sky is an example. No Man's Sky started off terrible, but then it eventually got good, right? It eventually hit its play date and became a really good game. But when it did, it went from like, oh, you could buy, like, within like 6 months of No Man's Sky's release, you could buy a used copy for like $5. Then once the game got good, the price of used copies went up to like, I think they're like $30 nowadays. And yeah, so that was when I saw Cyberpunk for $10. I was like, you know, if the game actually does become good, the price of used copies will probably go up. I should probably buy this now. So I did. So yeah, I guess I'll one day play... So I own Cyberpunk, and now I'm not going to play it anytime soon. I should say that right off the bat. Honestly, I know I have Disco Elysium to play. After I finish Pokemon Legends Arceus, I have Disco Elysium to play. But honestly, the next game I'm probably going to play is Horizon Zero Dawn. I want Horizon Forbidden West looks really good. It's reviewing really well. And I liked what, like, little I played of Horizon Zero Dawn, so I should really play Horizon Forbidden, so I want to play Horizon Forbidden West, but I should beat Horizon Zero Dawn first. So at some point in the near imminent future, the next game I'm gonna play is Horizon Zero Dawn, and then afterwards, maybe I'll play Forbidden West, maybe I'll give it some time between them. I don't really know, but I'm definitely thinking about it. That's for sure. Yeah, that game comes out on Friday. Oh god, that new Uncharted movie comes out on Friday as well. I am probably going to see that. And did I have any other news? I don't think so. All right. Two days in a row bonus. We have both those fences. I know there is still a fence we're missing. I couldn't tell you what it's called, but I know there is. We have all that stuff. The only thing left is that mask, which I think we have the gold. I'll buy it anyways, but I think we have that golden one. Stale Cup. Best song, Stale Cupcakes. Oh, we now have those game show buzzers that I'll work on that later. And I guess we have so much money in the bank right now. I did hit deposit, right? Yeah, there we go. That's good. Yeah, I haven't played Pokemon in days. But, so we're going to do so tomorrow the plan is, we're going to sit down, we're going to do Animal Crossing like we always do. But then, I want to jump into Pokemon Legends Arceus. Kind of. I'll explain it when it happens. But there was something I had heard about that I think is fascinating if true. And I want to test it. So tomorrow we'll be going over all of it. But I am curious to see, like, hey, is this the truth? Because it's mind-boggling if this is the truth. But we'll experiment with it tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing Animal Crossing and then Legends Arceus. Won't be a long Legends Arceus, maybe like half an hour to an hour at most. But you know, sometimes you just gotta find out the truth. Right? And oh boy, if what I'm hearing is correct, this is, the potential rant tomorrow. I mean, in theory, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Right? Like, there's part of me that's like, oh, that's actually really neat. But then there's part of me that's just super fucking annoyed if this is the truth. But yeah, that's where we're going to end off for today. Yeah, so yeah, we'll be booting up Legends Arceus. And then on Friday, well, we'll see what happens on Friday. And then Saturday, you know, I would love to do the Nintendo Switch Sports on Friday. Because Saturday is actually a very special day for Animal Crossing. But we'll get to that bridge on Saturday. And this one I won't miss. Like, this one I do actually specifically want to highlight. Oh my gosh. Hey, there's Sid. We couldn't find him earlier. Yeah, that'll be tomorrow. And yeah, we'll figure out. But hey, we're making good progress on these things. Right? We're making good progress. I mean, Fruit Island's done. And I would argue so is the garden. So we've only got a few things left to do. But we've still got about a month to do it. So yeah. With that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.